is Craig Stevens, and now we're going to look at the process groups related to project management. So we're in the PMI, PMBOK guides, first couple of sections where it just explains generally about process groups. Now, process groups look a whole lot like project management life cycles. That was very confusing to me the first time I saw that, because I have been doing project management for a long time, and I've always used project life cycles, and I try to simplify it, just make it as simple as possible. And through this website, we will be using the same thing. And so to find this information, go to Westbrook Stevens' website. I'm going to tell you another way to get there. Go to the right-hand side, look at all the subjects, find excellent management, go down further, look for problem-solving skills, problem-solving issues, and look at project management. Click on that, and that's the page we're at. Now, project management body of knowledge guides, process groups will be found in a list. And that list starts off, there's 5 items in this list, so there are 5 process groups. I'm looking at the website right below the camera, so my eyes will be going up and down. Now, also, there's other information that you will find in the PMBOK guide, and I have that in front of me too. So the PMBOK guide, so in order to understand the PMBOK, you need the PMBOK guide, so make sure you have that. So the first one is initiating the project. So what does that mean? It's facilitating the selection and formal authorization of the project or phase and developing basic descriptions of scope. So that's all the initiating part. Now there's something to remember about project management. That sounds a lot like the life cycle, but again it's not. It's not the same thing. This concept's kind of hard to understand, but if you can think of the different parts of a project, every one of these process groups could be in each one of those phases. So that's the hard part to understand. The next group, process group, number 2 on our list on our website, is called planning. Developing plans to manage and execute control and closure of the project. That's what planning is. Executing is performing the work of the project to produce deliverables. Monitoring control. Now that's different than all the rest, because monitoring and control really sounds like that would go on throughout the whole project, where these others sound like they may be beginning, in the middle, or some other place. Okay, the next one is closing. Closing formally terminates the project or phase. Scroll up on the website a little bit and you'll see a PMP certification exam. The PMP exam will test your understanding for these types of information. So here's what to think about. When you're studying for PMP, you're going to be tested on your understanding of the information found in the PMI PMBOK guide. Okay? So not everything out there, but just what's in the guide. Your knowledge of the processes explained in the PMBOK guide. Okay, so the processes. What were the processes? Remember, there are 5 processes, right? So we have to know the knowledge explained in our PMBOK related to the processes. Your ability to use the processes in answering questions. Your knowledge of the terms used by PMBOK. And remember, here's a big difference from what I found, is that I've been doing a lot of different things, talked to a lot of different people, had a lot of different definitions, and the PMBOK brings those definitions together. But even within the PMBOK guide, there's still some contradictions in some of those definitions, and people use different words in different ways. It's not a major difference, but if you take a good workshop, or if you follow through here, you should be able to find some of those the words that will actually be used in the test. Your understanding of the order of the process inputs and outputs. So now you got to understand where things fit, what comes in and what comes out. That's something you're going to have to know on the test. Schedule formulas, costing formulas, estimating techniques, those will be on the test. Understanding of the key roles played by other people and all the different roles played in the project, that will be on the test. Your understanding of your ethical responsibility, and that's very important. What you know about about what you should do and should not do will be on the test. The PMBOK will not test other things. The PMBOK will not test you on your expertise or your common sense or your experience, anything like that. Only interested in the PMBOK guide. Your knowledge of how the company applies project management methods or industry practices, what's the best practices, is not going to be on the test. However, in this website, we're going to try to do that. We're looking at three things. We're looking at the logic. We're looking at logic as theory and why we use this. That's what we're looking at. We're also looking at the practices, what's best business practices, and then we're looking at comparing that with the certification process, the PMP certification answers, the correct answers as far as PMI is concerned. Now, the PMP exam will not ask you about the software. We don't have any kind of software tools. We won't ask you about Microsoft Project or any other software package out there, or about detailed college level courses. It won't say, well, in your MBA class or in whatever class you took, it will not ask you questions outside of the scope of what's in the PMBOK guide. The exam is not an IQ test, and you may do really well on it and be not very bright, or you can do really bad on it and be very bright, or you can pass the test and be the worst project manager in the world. You can get your PMP and still be the worst project manager in the world. It doesn't guarantee high quality, but what it will do, it'll improve you. So if you're already poor quality, make you a little better poor quality. If you're already excellent, it'll make you a little better. So that's what you should expect personally, and I found that that's what I experienced. Although I was very skeptical, that's what I experienced. So this is all I'm going to talk about right now. Next podcast we'll go into definitions, and I will see you then. To get a hold of me, Craig A. Stevens at westbrookstevens.com. Thank you. Talk to you soon.